How is it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So glad each and every single one of you can make it. Today is going to be a quick little video, well, a couple minutes long anyway, about the Master airbrush and the Harbor Freight compressor that I use. So stay tuned. Again, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Sorry I look so rough, but I've been out here painting and doing other things, and it's humid, but it's cloudy. We're supposed to get some more rain. But with that being stated, I have a newer airbrush that a buddy of mine gave me, right? So we know it works great. But what I wanted this to be about, you know, a lot of people complain about Harbor Freight products, especially the air compressor, and they complain about airbrushes from Amazon. Well, here's the one we'll be testing today. I've had this one and been using it for a year now. It's the model G23, okay? I'll show it to you here in just a second. Let me get over here so I can show you what we're doing. Get you spun around, so hang on. As you can see, this is the central pneumatic. This is the Harbor Freight one. This is the one I bought when I first started my channel so that I could do the restoration videos and stuff. And here is the airbrush that I just showed you that goes in that. This is an old one. It's about wore off the laser etching, but you can see right there, Master brush. This is it. Make sure there's nothing in it. As you can see, you can hear the air coming out. Okay, now let me get you up here where you can see. Now here's the complaint that most people have. They're saying that the Harbor Freight compressor is no good. It does not put out constant pressure. Okay, well, I can understand that. You know, it's got the old analog type gauge on it. You don't know if the pressure is correct and everything. But if you was going to buy a $300 gauge to put on an $80 compressor, does that really make sense? I mean, yes, you can buy a $500 compressor setup, but anyhow, long story short, we're going to do a high pressure test and a low pressure test. We're going to study the stream as it comes out, see if it spits, see if it loses any pressure, see if it does anything out of the ordinary. I'm going to be spraying water just because it's a, you know, once you thin down a paint, the thin down paint is a little bit thinner than the water is, believe it or not. But here's what we're doing. I'll show you what I got it set on. It is set roughly, let me turn it up a little bit just so you guys can see it. I got it on 40 and it drops down to 30. So we're running at, let me crank it up a little bit more. This is a high pressure test. Let's put it up on about 35 psi. Sorry for all the jarring. That's about 32 right there. Let's go up even more. That's about all we're going to get out of it, unless I crank it all the way up. So we're going to be shooting at about 32 psi. Woo, woo, look at that beauty sitting there. Get the water around here. Now what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to be studying the pattern coming out of the airbrush to see if it drops, if it spits, it sputters, anything else. Now the first second, you're going to have to give it credit because you can see the water built up in there, okay? We got to get that out. So you ready? Let me stop and start the timer again. Alright, here we go. Let's study this. Oh, lost it. Trying to spray it where you can see the pattern coming out of the airbrush. Use a dark background. But if I go too far to the right, it loses its focus. That was a whole cup, slam full. Here, let's do it again. Let me actually raise this stand up just a hair so I'm not in such a bind. As you can see, it's a whole cup full. Let's make it completely full to where it wants to run out. See it? All right, here we go. I'll keep my hand right here, so hopefully it'll stay in focus. I want to try to keep it in the darkness so you can see it. Again, this Harbor Freight compressor is now over a year old, and it has been used and abused. It has been used almost every other day for primers, sealers, paints, what have you. And as you can see, high pressure test, not one bit of difference, not one bit. Oh, I lost it again. And it's out again. Now I'm going to put it down on the lower pressure. I want it on about 20, because that's what we spray or that's what I spray my clear coats at. So I'm going to get it down about 20. That's close enough. That's about 22. 22 constant running pressure. Again, same thing. We'll get a whole cup. Now this one will take a little while longer to run through, but that's okay. I'm going to stop and start the timer again. Again, trying to keep it where you can see the spray pattern. It doesn't put out as much at that pressure, but it's just as fine, it's just as steady. There's no cutting in, there's no cutting out like some people say. Now, I'm not going to say every compressor is like this, because it's man-made. You know, you can get a bad apple in anything. But what I'm saying is that people constantly knock the Harbor Freight compressors for not being good. And I'm telling you guys, they are good. You know, if I could afford a top name one, I wouldn't even get a top name one because it's works. Now, one day I might convert it over. You can buy a conversion kit and put a tank on the bottom of it. But if my system is working this good right now, why would I? It makes no sense to waste that kind of money and effort unless I just want to, you know. It'll take a little longer to spray this out because, like I said, it's just, you're not putting that much pressure behind it or anything. There it is, gone. But I just wanted to put this out there because, you know, yes, I'm a fan of top name brand stuff. I love top name brand stuff. I mean, because you want to feel like you're getting something for your money. You know, you go to Walmart and buy Walmart brand shoes, or you can go to Nike and buy Nike, or any other top outlet, and you're like, you feel like you're getting something for your $100 compared to the 25 or 20 at Walmart. That's not always necessarily true, because I've bought $200 pair of shoes and they lasted 2 months before the seams busted out, and I've bought $25 ones that have lasted 10 years. So it just depends. Cleaning my brush out. But that, you know, you cannot beat it for the money. It's the greatest bang for the buck combo I have seen, I have tried. Like I said, yes, I'll probably put a tank on it one day just because everybody has one and I want one. Do I need it? No, not right now. I don't, because everything's working fine. But I just wanted to put that out there for you guys, and because like I said, there's a lot of people that bash Harbor Freight stuff. A lot of their tools are single use. I mean, would I want to buy something from Harbor Freight that requires a lot of punishment and a lot of pressure and a lot of weight and abuse and use it over and over and over? Maybe a come along or something like that, but no, not everything. But don't be afraid. It's well worth the money. Well worth the money. Till next time, we'll see you in the next video. Get out there and hunt. If you don't hunt, you can't find. And thank you for watching.